Making headlines, President states nothing is more important than defending the freedom and independence of the nation. Representatives of both presidential candidates sign and approve the final voters registry for the upcoming presidential election, assuring the legitimacy of the list. And Elections Commission reiterates it will follow all required legal procedures to ensure all eligible media representatives will be given the opportunity to cover the presidential election. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Nasma Abdul Mohsin and this is News in English. President Abdullah Yameen Abdul Qayyum arrives in Formula City. Upon arrival, President Yameen was warmly welcomed by the community. During his visit, the President is scheduled to initiate sewerage services, water services, inaugurate housing units and nature park, and mark the completion of the harbour revetment project. President Yameen visited Formula City after travelling to Addu City, where he inaugurated the water services of Fedu, Maradu and Maradu Fedu, and marked the completion of the land reclamation project in Fedu. Prior to his visit to Fedu, the President visited Hulumidu and inaugurated sewerage services, water services, housing units and the Addu Fisheries Complex, and marked the completion of the shore protection project in Hulumidu. He also inaugurated the sewerage services, housing units, nature park and solar hybrid power system in Hitadu. President Abdullah Yameen Abdul Qayyum states nothing is more important than defending the freedom and independence of the nation. President Abdullah Yameen made the remark while speaking at the ceremony held to inaugurate water services in Fedu, Maradu and Maradu Fedu and mark the completion of the land reclamation project in Fedu.
Speaking at the ceremony, President Abdullah Yameen Abdul Qayyum called upon everyone to prioritize protecting the religion and maintaining the peace and harmony of the nation. The President also appealed to everyone to strive towards achieving a united and peaceful society. At the ceremony, the President underscored his ambition of bringing a new era of development to the country. He especially highlighted the development projects planned for the advancement of the health sector. In this regard, the President noted developing a telemedicine sector and establishing a specialized hospital for women was part of his electoral pledges. The President said organ transplant services will be provided from the newly developed Dharmavant Hospital and highlighted diagnostic services will be provided from the multi-speciality hospital currently under development in Addu City. Noting the importance given to develop public infrastructure across the country, he revealed plans to enhance the healthcare services provided in the highly populated islands such as Kurudufushi and Tinadu. In this regard, the President noted the development plans of the government is aimed at enhancing infrastructure and facilities that will enable the transformation of islands such as Kurudufushi and Tinadu to cities in the future. Highlighting development must not be aimed at a certain community, the President revealed plans to develop urban cities across the country as part of the all-inclusive development strategy initiated by the government. He said the administration had plans to develop local tourism in Addu. However, as the city lacked basic services such as water and sewerage facilities, the government faced numerous challenges to make the project a success. Moreover, the President reiterated plans to utilize renewable energy as 50% of the power source needed in the inhabited islands. President Yameen visited Fedu as part of his current visit to Addu City and Formula City.
Representatives of both presidential candidates sign and approve the final voters registry for the upcoming presidential election, assuring the legitimacy of the list.
A voter who will not be at the location of his permanent address on voting day and who wishes to vote in the presidential election should apply for re-registration at the location where he would be present on voting day, according to the Elections General Act and Presidential Election Act of Maldives. Therefore, the Elections Commission opened opportunity for re-registration on July 17th with the voters' registry updated accordingly. A period of 3 days was given to the public to lodge complaints to the updated voters registry on August 27th. Moreover, the final voters registry was published on September 5th. Citing no complaints were received regarding the final voters registry, the electoral body opened the opportunity for representatives of both presidential candidates to sign the list on September 8th. In this regard, the Commission authorized 25 representatives from behalf of each candidate to sign the final voters registry, which was completed on September 12th. The Commission said upon completion of signing by the representatives of both candidates, the voters registry has now been legitimized in accordance with laws and regulations of Maldives.
The Elections Commission of Maldives reiterates it will follow all required legal procedures to ensure all eligible media representatives will be given the opportunity to cover the presidential election held on the 23rd of September.
Noting with concern the false allegations circulating in the media regarding international media coverage of the presidential election in a manner that create concern and mistrust among domestic and international partners at such a crucial time for the country, the Elections Commission called upon all parties to refrain from spreading misinformation regarding the election processes, which may create mistrust in the public and international partners, and support the Commission in its commitment to hold a free, fair, impartial and transparent election. Moreover, in a statement, the electoral body stated it announced the opportunity for media representatives to monitor the election and called for applications from interested media representatives between June 26th and August 14 to allow for international monitoring of the election in compliance with the Presidential Elections Act and regulation, as well as international best practices and procedures. Highlighting any foreign media representatives interested in traveling to Maldives to cover the election should adhere to the relevant rules and procedures in place, including immigration guidelines, the Elections Commission encouraged media representatives on multiple instances to submit the applications. Furthermore, the Commission said it received 37 applications within the given time frame, out of which 11 were rejected due to insufficient documentation, and any application submitted after the deadline was rejected accordingly. Hence, the Commission reaffirmed its commitment to afford the opportunity to avoid international media personnel to take part in observing the election as long as the necessary requirements have been met. Meanwhile, on August 29th, Maldives immigration stated all parties interested in covering, observing or monitoring the presidential election will require to obtain a business visa. The business visa will only be issued for those who are given authorization by Elections Commission of Maldives to cover, observe or monitor the presidential elections, according to a statement issued by the Maldives Immigration. Moreover, Maldives Immigration also highlighted engaging in any activity or work to monitor, observe or cover the election by any person holding a tourist visa is a punishable offence under the Maldivian immigration law, and necessary legal action will be taken against those who are found to be in violation of the Immigration Act. Maldives Immigration also expressed any incomplete applications will be cancelled, appealing that business visa applicants should arrive in Maldives only after the approval of visa is granted. Maldives Immigration stated those who arrive prior to issuance of visa will be sent back upon arrival. According to Maldives Immigration, the deadline for applying for a business visa to cover, observe or monitor the presidential election is September 15th.
Minister of Fisheries and Agriculture Dr. Mohammed Shaini assures the current administration did not grant license to any foreign vessel to fish from Maldivian waters. Answering a question posed at a press conference held by Progressive Party of Maldives (PPM), Maldivian Fisheries Minister Mohammed Shaini stated it is prohibited for foreign vessels to fish from Maldivian waters, assuring no foreign vessels were granted the permission. While the government has reassured it has prohibited to fish in Maldivian waters, opposition coalition candidate Ibrahim Mohammed Saleh has pledged not to increase licenses given to foreign vessels to fish in Maldivian waters. Responding to these comments, Minister Shaini said while no foreign vessels were registered in Maldives, it proves the pledges of the opposition are baseless. During the press conference, the minister widely criticized the pledges of the opposition for the fisheries sector of Maldives. In this regard, The Fisheries Minister revealed the current administration has already decided to absolve the loans issued to recover from the tsunami disaster Maldives faced in 2004, even before the opposition candidate announced to pardon the loans. Citing the opposition candidate's pledges and comments, Shiny advised to pledge responsibly after conducting necessary research. During the campaign trial, Ibrahim Muhammad Saleh has been visiting various islands and pledging to conduct projects already initiated or completed, which have been met with severe criticism from the public. Waste Management Corporation WEMCO begins to clean the dump site of Kurdufushi in Hadalu Atoll to address the difficulties faced with the accumulated waste. To address the waste issue in Kurdufushi, WEMCO has deployed landing crafts to the island and revealed cleaning of the dump site will be concluded within 2 months. WEMCO has also said more landing crafts will be mobilized to speed up the operation. In August, President Abdullah Yamin Abdul Gayoom announced WEMCO will commence waste management operations in Kurdufushi. WEMCO envisions to provide environmentally responsible and sustainable waste management services for Maldivian communities. State Electric Company Limited Stelco reveals electricity will be provided via the 5th Power Project in November. According to Stelco, the 5th Power Project is now near completion.
Speaking with PSM News regarding the 5th Power Project, Director of State Electric Company Limited Stelco, Ahmad Saif, stated one powerhouse will begin operation in November, while the whole project will be concluded next February. Furthermore, Ahmad Saif said the construction of Sinamale Bridge connecting Male and Hulule minimized the expenses of the project, adding, if not, the cables must be connected under the ocean at a high cost. Saif said once the powerhouse begins operation in November, the electricity service in the Greater Male region will be strengthened, highlighting the project will solve engine overloading and the interruption of electricity services. The 5th Power Project is the largest energy project conducted in Maldives. The $79 million project initiated by Stelco in Hulumale is contracted to Dongfang Electric International Corporation. Stelco aims to assure electricity coverage for the next 10 to 20 years upon completion of the 5th Power Project. As part of the project, 6 8.9 megawatt generators will be installed, which Stelco says will mark an important milestone in the development of the country's power sector. Upon completion, the new power plant will have the capacity to generate 50 megawatts of power to Male, Hulule and Hulumale via the Sinamale Bridge.
A picture circulated in social media portraying 66 religious scholars supporting President Abdullah Yamin Abdul Gayoom and his running mate Dr. Muhammad Shahim Ali Said has become very popular.
The picture, commented by many public figures and individuals, consists mostly of religious scholars who have previously raised concerns and condemned the actions of former President Muhammad Nasheed, defaming the Islam and the Holy Quran. In 2013, following concerns of the increased amount of unreligious comments and statements by Muhammad Nasheed, 64 religious scholars published a book detailing his unreligious actions and calling him to follow the Islamic principles. Meanwhile, the religious scholars have backed the decision of President Yamin to appoint renowned religious scholar as his running mate for the upcoming presidential election, adding the selection shows the importance attached by President Yamin to enhance the Islamic faith in the country.
Maldives Integrated Tourism Development Corporation MITDC opens bidding for land plots in Addu City Integrated Tourism Zone. MITDC will lease lands from allocated zones from Hitadu, Fedu, Maradu, Huldu, Midu and Hikahera for businesses under the Addu City Integrated Tourism Zone. According to MITDC, bidding will be open from the 17th to the 27th of September, and bid books will be available from Land Bidding and Municipal Department of Hitadu, Fedu and Hulumidu of Addu City and MITDC. MITDC advised to submit bids in a closed envelope and revealed the bidding forms are scheduled to be opened on the 1st of October. Crown and Champa Resorts reveals plans to unveil 2 resorts in Lavian Atoll in December. According to Crown and Champa Resorts, the two resorts to be brought to the market in December are Kudadu Maldives Private Island by Huravari and Innahura Maldives Resort. The company said both resorts are focused on two different markets of tourists. In this regard, the five-star Kudadu Private Island is focused on the high-class market seeking to enjoy a private holiday. The resort consists of 15 overwater ocean residents. Meanwhile, Innahura Maldives Resort focuses on middle-class market consisting of 78 beach bungalows and is established to adapt for the preferences of the visitors. With the operations commencing in these resorts, the number of resorts managed by Crown and Champa will rise to 9. China's economy maintains a steady growth in August.
According to economic data released by the National Bureau of Statistics (NBS), industrial added value or industrial output expanded 6.1% year-on-year, 0.1% higher than the growth seen in July. In the service industry, service production index edged up 7.5% compared to the same time last year, with information transmission software, information, technology services, leasing and business services all seeing rapid growth. On a monthly basis, total retail sales of consumer goods surpassed about $460.8 billion, a 9% jump year-on-year. Consumption of upgraded goods grew considerably, with cosmetic and furniture witnessing a growth of 12.6% and 10.2% respectively. Investment in fixed assets also performed well, with a growth rate of 5.3% to reach about $6 trillion in total during the first 8 months of this year, with private investment accounting for about $3.8 trillion, an 8.7% increase. In terms of employment, the surveyed urban employment rate in August witnessed a slight decline of 0.1% compared to last month, stopping at 5% in August.
Dozens of explosions apparently triggered by a natural gas pipeline rupture rocked 3 communities near Boston, injuring at least 6 people and prompting the evacuation of hundreds.
At least 3 people, including 1 firefighter, were hurt in Andover. 6 people were being treated at Lawrence General Hospital. It was not immediately clear if any of those being treated at that hospital were from Andover. The Boston affiliate of CBS News reported that 2 of the 6 patients at Lawrence Hospital were in critical condition. Massachusetts State Police said a total of 70 fires, explosions or investigations of gas odor had been reported. Some 50 fire departments responded to the emergency. The Columbia Gas Company had said it would be upgrading gas lines in neighborhoods across the state, including the area where the explosions occurred, but it was not immediately clear whether any work was being done in those communities.
France and Spain train at the Stade Pierre-Mauroy in Lille ahead of their Davis Cup semi-final clash this weekend.
Davis Cup novice Benoit Paire will make his debut for France in the absence of the injured Jo-Wilfried Tsonga and Gal Monfils. France captain Yannick Noah has selected the 29-year-old ahead of Richard Gasquet, 2 years after being sent home from the Rio Olympics after being accused by the French Tennis Federation (FTF) of breaking team rules. Paire, who is ranked 56th in the world, will play the opening singles rubber against Spain's Pablo Carreño Busta. Luca Pouille, who won the critical 5th rubber in France's 2017 Davis Cup victory, will face off against Roberto Bautista Agut in the second singles match. The singles match will be reversed for the 4th and 5th rubbers. In the doubles, France's Julien Benneteau and Nicolas Mahut will be against Spain's Marcel Granollers and Feliciano Lopez. France is aiming to become the first team to win back-to-back titles since the Czech Republic in 2012-13 and claim an 11th Davis Cup crown. Meanwhile, Spain will be without tennis star Rafael Nadal, who misses the tournament after aggravating a knee injury at the US Open. Spain has not won the top prize since 2011 and will be hoping to secure a sixth championship. The winner of the best-of-5 series will meet either Croatia or the US in the final.
And that's all we have for you right now. Thank you for watching. Have a very pleasant evening.